Welcome, everyone, to my Facebook chat, which I have on Sunday mornings, and you can watch anytime. And some of these are on my app, Authentic Sacred Design. So they will be on my app coming in the future. And so I welcome you to look at my app. Lots of it is free. And for you to enjoy and just be that, have the whole optimum wellness that we can have. And today is about eating plants, kind of also known as weeds. And I've come up with a new name. There's other names for it as well. But I'm calling them edible rebels because as rebels, they have been around for probably thousands of years. And the ancients knew about them and used them. And us in our modern day wisdom have decided that, yeah, they're weeds in the garden. And I'm so grateful that many people out there have realized and have used them. They use them for nourishment, they use them for healing. And so today's session is the backyard apothecary, edible rebels, nature's forgotten healers hiding in plain sight. And I admit I've been guilty pulling them out. I'm going, that's a weed, don't want it. Although the one I do keep by time is the plantain, and I've used it for healing cuts and things, and it does work. So, you know, we're these authentic divine beings, embodied energy, and so is the plant realm. They're living beings as well. And the Creator put everything on this planet for us to use to be healthy. Are there a few that, yeah, toxic ones? Sure. And thankfully, to our ancestors, they've recognized. I'm so sorry for those who didn't quite make it because they ate something toxic, but it was a beautiful lesson for us as to what to eat and what not to eat. So, before you forage, a gentle word. Wild plants are powerful, and your body, especially your digestion, may not be used to them. The first taste of a wild edible is like meeting an old friend after years apart. It's wise to go slow, listen carefully, and give your system time to remember. Try just a few leaves at first, or a few sips of tea. Healing's not a race, and even a little wildness can go a long way. So, why caution is wise? Well, wild edibles, aka weeds, and other plants that just grow in the wild, they're potent and their high levels of minerals, bitters, and natural compounds can stimulate detox, digestion, or even elimination. Our systems aren't used to them. Modern diets tend to be low in bitter or mineral rich wild foods. The gut may respond strongly at first, going, oh no. Slow is sacred. Just like introducing fermented foods or herbal teas, ease into wild greens with small amounts. Your health practitioner should be able to guide you if you're on medications that might not be best with some of these edible rebels. So, what are they? Well, we're going to cover 5 today and 5 next week. And the first one is lamb's quarters, called Chenopodium album. And about the plant, it's also called wild spinach. Lamb's quarters are a mineral-rich green packed with calcium, iron, magnesium, and vitamin A. The flavor is mild and the texture is soft, making it easy to eat. It can accumulate oxalates, so cooking is best. And check it out. Find out more for yourself. This is just information. Seeds found at heirloom seed companies and some organic seed catalogs in itself so is easily. So some tips to look for. One suggestion is a mangistaprine. If you want a stunning magenta tinted variety, often grown for food. The traditional use, known as bathua in India, lamb's quarters have long been used in Ayurvedic cooking for digestive strength and nutrient support. Indigenous peoples of North America cultivated and consumed it alongside amaranth as a seasonal staple. A gentle first taste recipe. Um, it's just leaves of the lamb's quarter, a bit of ghee or olive oil, and a garlic clove, and a bit of pinch of salt. So just saute that all together. The next one is dandelion, Taraxacum officinale, about the plant. Every part of the dandelion is edible, the root, leaf, and the flower. It supports liver detox, kidney function, bile flow, and digestion. The bitterness of the greens stimulates digestive juices, and the root is often dried and roasted as a coffee alternative. And maybe some of you have tried that. Available from herbal seed companies or collect puffball seeds. Ooh, when we blow the goat's beard, away all the seeds go. And there are cultivated dandelion strains bred for larger, less bitter leaves, and that those are really good for salad. Traditional use, used in traditional Chinese medicine to clear heat and remove toxins. In Europe, it was a common spring liver tonic. Indigenous groups, such as the Cherokee and the Iroquois, used dandelion for kidney and digestive support. And that was all without science and all our laboratory testing. Gentle first taste recipe. It's often available at a health food store. You just get the dried root. And always check with the people who are selling the product. So, a bit of chopped dried root, teaspoon with a cup of water. And you can toast the root in a dry pan, simmer in water for 10 minutes, strain, and sip a quarter to a half a cup warm, adding honey or nut milk if desired. And plantain, Plantago major lanceolata. And it's not the banana. This broadleaf herb is an anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, and mucilaginous, which lots of mucus. Excellent for wound healing when applied topically. Internally, it soothes the digestive tract and supports lung and bladder health. Often listed under medicinal herbs. Choose between broadleaf or there's a very narrow leaf called ribwort variety. And it also attracts pollinators if you let it actually flower. So it's got this long, long stem of flowers that attracts the pollinators and the beneficial insects. So I note to myself, let them grow the way nature intended them to grow. And I've used that. You had, one a poultice, snake bites or infections. It's called White Man's Footprint for how it followed settlers across the continent. Also used in European folk medicine for sore throats and ulcers. And uh, one I've what I've done is you take a little leaf and it's clean and chew it, and then I put the paste where I've cut myself, and you can put a band-aid on it to keep it there until it dries out. And it's amazing how quickly and easily your body heals. You can take a 2-inch piece of fresh leaf, chop, cup of hot water, steep for 10 to 15 minutes, strain and sip a quarter to a half cup warm. It can also be cooled and applied as a skin rinse for bites or burns. And next one is purslane, Portulaca oleracea. And this succulent lemon tasting plant is high in omega-3 fatty acids, especially the ALA. It's got magnesium, potassium, and antioxidants. It's, again, another mucilaginous. Texture supports hydration and gut repair, but it does contain oxalates, which cooking neutralizes. It's sold by vegetable and herb seed companies, sometimes listed under verdolaga. And you can grow larger leaf cultivated version called a golden purslane that's easier to harvest. The ones I have in my garden are very flat, low to the ground. And when they come up, I'm going, oh, thank you, purslane. It was consumed by ancient Egyptians, Greeks, and Romans. And in Ayurvedic medicine, it's cooling and pitta pacifying. Middle Eastern cuisine still use it in yogurt dips and salads for its refreshing quality. Well, I invite you to check that recipe out. And for the first taste recipe, just take 5 or 7 leaves. You just pinch them off and put it on top of sliced cucumber or salad greens, and with a drizzle of lemon juice or olive oil. Mm. Rinse and sprinkle lightly and put it on the salad. Optional, steam leaves briefly to reduce the oxalate and mellow the flavor a little bit. And try it, sprinkle it on soup. And the fifth one for today is chickweed, Stellaria media. This is mild, cooling, and soothing. Chickweed is high in vitamin C, iron, and silica. It's slightly mucilaginous and supports the lymphatic system, skin healing, and gentle detox. It's a bit harder to find. Some gardens, I had a garden, and actually, I guess I pulled too much for it before it got to seed because it's not growing there anymore. So I welcome it back into my garden. It grows prolifically in damp, shady soil. So true. And once it's introduced, chickweed tends to self-seed abundantly. And the traditional use used in European folk medicine to relieve skin rashes, itchy eyes, and inflammation. Part of spring cleansing traditions in traditional Western herbalism, it was used in poultices and eaten as a salad green. And for a first taste recipe, how about a chickweed and potato soup? Now, this is just for one portion. Yukon Gold or red potato, peeled and cubed, with a half a cup of chickweed washed and chopped, teaspoon of ghee and a quarter cup of chopped leek or mild onion, 1/2 cups of water or veggie broth, and salt and pepper to taste. And you basically just saute the leeks, add the potato, the water, the broth, and stir in the chickweed. Cook another couple of minutes, and then blend for a creamy soup. And it's great as a light spring detoxifier. I've had some a few years ago, and it was so yummy. And so that is grow your own wild medicine. So if you're not ready to forage from the wild, or you want to create a backyard patch of edible rebels, many of these healing plants are now available as seeds from trusted sources. Start small, sow gently, and let your garden become a living apothecary. So there are a couple of recommendations for Canadian growers. You've got Richter's Herbs in Ontario, West Coast Seeds in BC, and Terre Promise in Quebec. And for the US growers, there's Strictly Medicinal Seeds from Oregon. You've got Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds, and you've got Horizon Herbs in the USA, now part of Strictly Medicinal, still respected among herbalists. And there's another Seeds Trust, High Altitude Gardens is another one. So that is it for our little chat on the edible rebels. And they had to be rebels in order to survive thousands and thousands of years. And now we are recognizing them for their healing property and their nutritional benefit. These days, when we kind of know that some of the food were grown in farms and big fields and huge agro businesses, we're not getting the nutrients. And these weeds, they're like a rebel digging deeper than the soil and pulling up all those nutrients that are available in the soil. The magic of the soil, the golden sun, the earth herself. And when we start slow, remember, slow is sacred. And I hope you enjoy learning more about these wild rebel edibles. And yeah, I'll post what you've been using on my Facebook page or the YouTube. I'd love to hear what you're doing, your experiences, either the good and the not so good, and remembering that our bodies are all different. We have this incredible microbiome in our gut. And when you don't have something for a long time, introduce it slowly. And then your gut will get used to it and it will develop that that bacteria, the microbiome that supports it. And so just wishing you a happy journey, happy healing, healthy journey. And just have a wonderful day. Blessings of love and light to all of you. Check out my app, Authentic Sacred Design. Questions, rosiesjoy11@gmail.com. And a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much. Until next time. Toodaloo.